My name is Dr. Lauren Webb. I am an associate professor in the Department of Chemistry.
My name is Mark Daniels. I'm a clinical professor in the mathematics department.
My name is Dr. Anita Latham. I'm a senior lecturer in the biology instruction office.
My name is Ruth Buskirk, and I teach in the biology group.
I'm David Vannabout. I'm a professor of chemistry here, and I'm now the associate dean for undergraduate education.
I expect them to be engaged, to make the good effort to not just understand what we're doing, but why, and why it's important in the world of chemistry to learn this particular idea. I expect them to at least try to do what I ask, because I never ask frivolous things, I promise you that.
I remember being a freshman in the university I went to, and I remember it was hard for me to have to actually buckle down and study now, and it was hard for me to ask questions because it made me feel like I was dumb when I never had to ask questions before. But that's certainly not the case, and all professionals ask questions of each other, so don't be afraid to ask questions.
Students should expect from me the fact that I am there to help them. I'm not scary. I feel I'm approachable, and I really hope that students take advantage of that.
They should expect me to be engaged. I love teaching. I love being in the classroom. Sometimes I get really excited and probably look kind of weird. But they should expect me to be working hard and to be focused really intently on what we're doing when we're in the classroom and when they're talking to me in their office hours, in my office hours.
My office hours are quite variable. Sometimes there might be 6 or 8 people in the office asking questions. And at that point, I hope that they're all, no matter what their question is, they're going to be learning from each other as well as from me, and we can all go through the material together.
We can have an actual discussion about the chemistry. And I encourage the students, whether they're talking to me or the TA or to a friend about it, that it's a great way, again, to test their knowledge.
A lot of people don't think they could come to office hours if they haven't prepared. They feel, oh, I don't know the material well enough to go. That's all right. Just think of a particular question to get you started, and then try.
There was a time, my calculus class was in the morning, and I had been out late with friends, and I woke up and I thought, I don't have to go to class. Like, there's no one to make me go to class, and how wonderful that was to realize that I could just sleep. And so next thing I knew, I was only going to class 1 or 2 days a week, and I was falling behind, but I didn't really admit that to myself until I got to my first exam. And I sat down to have my exam, and it was, I remember it to this day, it was 4 questions on 4 pages, and I could not answer any of them. And I sat in that room for an hour in a total panic, deciding that my whole academic career was coming to an end, and there was nothing I was going to be able to do for this class. And I wrote something on the piece of paper, and I managed to get a 30 or something on the exam. But it was a huge wake-up call that things were going to be very different in college, and that I couldn't just pretend that I knew what was going on, but I really needed to be in class, I needed to be asking questions, and I needed to be pushing myself to really keep up with the work instead of just saying, yeah, I sort of know that all already. I did manage to pass the class.
I fail all the time. I fail all the time, literally. I mean, being an academic is hard. Experiments don't work. Papers get rejected, grants get rejected. I mean, if you're doing something that's at all challenging or worthwhile, you're going to fail all the time. And the question is, how do you respond to that? How do you learn from it? How do you move on? When you're doing something new, you often don't have a good frame of reference for what you should be doing. but you'll learn, you know, you'll pick things up and you'll get better and more confident and things will get easier. You just need to keep going forward all the time.
To incoming freshmen, I would say ask questions, be curious. Biology is great, it's a fun subject. And whether you are a bio major or not, you as a person, you are biology, right? So you take yourself wherever you go. So learn more about yourself, understand yourself. So take interest, ask questions.
I think some good advice is to take a few minutes after each lecture class, and just go over and think about what did I learn this class, what did the instructor think was important at this class, just touching back and saying, and what questions do I still have? I feel that this sort of little wrap up in your mind, even if it's just a few minutes, is a very good policy, and I think would help a lot.
If students are having trouble in my class, the first resource I ask them to use is their own brain, their own mind, because students often come to the university in the habit of just finishing assignments because, you know, that's the way our society is, get things done and move on, whereas I'd really rather have them have the goal of understanding and learning what the assignment is about. So, you know, I say struggle with it, fail for a while, and see if that struggle doesn't lead to good things in the future.
Go explore. At this stage of a freshman's life, they may very much feel like they have their whole life planned out, but I'm gonna bet they're wrong. UT's an amazingly diverse place. Go learn something new, go take a new class, you know, a new elective, just because it sounds interesting. Join a club, meet new people. You know, if you walk out of here 4 years from now with a degree, but the same person that you are right now, that will have been a tragedy. So go explore.